Hi everybody, my name is Tori Earle and I am an Extension Specialist for 4-H Youth Development with the University of Kentucky's College of Agriculture, Food and Environment Cooperative Extension Service. The following segment is designed to give you a visual instruction on one of this year's segments of the 4-H National STEM Challenge Galactic Quest. Our next activity in the 4-H STEM Challenge is called the Cosmic Claw. In this activity, teams are going to work together using the engineering design process to design, build, and modify a hydraulic robotic arm that will be used on other planets to either scoop, rake, cultivate, or otherwise gather crops that are going to be needed for the survival of our new colony on the planet. As we build the Cosmic Claw, remember the engineering design process where you would come up with an idea, design and build that idea, and then modify it as you would need to. In the STEM Challenge Kit, you will have the basic components to build the Cosmic Claw. You will have 4 strips with multiple holes that can be used for the outer frame of the claw. You will have 2 hydraulic cylinders, 1 piece of plastic tubing, 4 zip ties, and various sizes of screws to use for the assembly of it. Other things that you'll need to have on hand for working with the Cosmic Claw: you'll need to have some water, a Phillips screwdriver, some masking or duct tape, and other various components that you could use to make either a grabbing claw, a cultivating claw, or a scooping claw. And we'll introduce some of those just a little bit later. What I'm going to do now is show you how to make the basic claw. The youth guide from the STEM Challenge Kit gives you probably the best set of instructions for actually building the basic part of the claw. The engineering design process comes in when you're adding the components that will either scoop, cultivate, or gather the crops that are in question. But the first recommendation, or the first instruction, is to take the hydraulic cylinders and fill them with water. You want to get all of the air bubbles out possible. So we're going to fill both of these with water. And then we're going to take our plastic tubing and attach it to one of these cylinders. Slide it over the end. And we're going to fill the tube itself with water. We do that by pushing the water through the tube. And as you can see here, we'll push it all the way out the other end. And we'll push the cylinder all the way down to try to get all of the air bubbles out of it. Because in a hydraulic system, you don't want any air inside it or it won't work properly. Then we will put the tube onto the other cylinder and we're going to test and see if it works by pressing on one cylinder full of water and seeing if our hydraulics work to move the other cylinder. And as you can see, they do. And then we'll try it in the other direction. And it's working both of the cylinders. We will then take one of the smaller screws, and this will be a locking screw to hold the tube into the cylinder itself. So we'll take our Phillips screwdriver, tighten that screw down, and it will hold our hydraulic line or our plastic tube into the cylinders. So hopefully we don't have water start coming out and making a mess. And now, as you're about to see, you are going to have a properly working hydraulic system. In the Cosmic Claw kit, you're going to have these long construction beams. Your kit will actually have 4 of them. I only have 2 here right now. But using these, you're going to make the basic frame of your Cosmic Claw. The youth guide on pages 15 and 16 actually gives some of the best visual directions for how to build and assemble the basic part of your Cosmic Claw. The first step is you have to take one of these long beams and you have to either cut or break it in half. The easiest way to do it is to find the center hole, which is going to be located somewhere right around in here, and you can count the holes to do it if you would like to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumbs, put on either side of that center hole. I'm going to push with my thumbs and pull with my hands and break that in half. And as you can see, I didn't get it quite even, but that's nothing to worry about. As long as you're close, what you can do, you're going to need 2 of this size arm, which is what ends up being the longest. And then you're going to need 1 cross beam to support the center. So I'm going to take my second of the 4 beams that we have in there, going to line it up with the hole or with the length that I broke off from the first one, and I'm going to do the same thing. So now I have 2 arms the same length. I have a cross member for the top that we're going to use the screws to put down in here and hold this all together. And then I'm going to take this one and break it in half again to form some arms that will come down and connect to my hydraulic cylinder that we're going to use to open and close the claw. Same process, break it in half, and these 2 arms are going to fit just like this onto my Cosmic Claw. And I'm going to take the longer screws. I'm going to go to the end of each of my long arms, put the screw in, and screw it into the cross member on the very end. And this is what the assembly will look like. The basic assembly will look like when you're done with it. With the basic assembly done, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hydraulics that we built earlier, and you'll notice that the hydraulic cylinder has little tabs on it. You can put one of those tabs into your top member, kind of centering your hydraulic cylinder, and may take a little experimentation to do it. But then you will take your Phillips screwdriver, put the screw in one of the holes on the cylinder, and then you will screw it into the farthest end holes on each of the center supporting arms. And my recommendation is don't screw these screws all the way down tight. You want the arms to have the ability to move freely. Let's see if our cylinder still works. Maybe a little stiff right there. We go. And as you push that down, right now you see the tab is not in the top support beam, so it's going to move just a little bit. And like I said, it may take a little experimentation to get it to work correctly, but as you push, the arms are going to go in, and as you would pull out, the arms are going to come out. May take you a few times to get it to work smoothly, but one of the things they will not, or they don't tell you in the instructions, is as this moves, you're going to see this part of the cylinder is going to move as well. And in order for it to work well, you don't want that to happen. You see how the arms are not moving evenly? One of the things you can use from your kit is one of these green zip ties. Take the zip tie, run it through on the opposite side of where the tab fits into the support beam. Actually, I'm going to do it this way so my zip tie is on the tail of it's on the back, and then just pull it tight, and that will hold your cylinder in place so it doesn't move. But your claw arms do. Now there may be some other things that you would want to have on hand other than just the basic claw to help them or help your participants be creative in what they're going to develop. Some of those, you might have some things like some plastic forks or spoons. You might want to have some extra zip ties on hand in case that's how they want to attach their device to the claw. Some rubber bands could be handy if they need their claw arms to pull back a little more or something like that. That might give them some kind of spring with it. I found these little guys, the little suction cup hooks. You can take the hooks off of them, or you can use the hooks to attach to the arms, and then this can act like a grabber for your claw. I've even seen some use these plastic bathroom cups as a grabber for the claw itself, and also some string. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the claws that have been built, and just show you some pictures of those and let you get some ideas from them as well. But I would recommend that you don't necessarily tell them exactly what to do when making a grabber end for the claw. Let them use the engineering design process to do that. That will help them develop their own design and modify it as they need to.
Claw is our master. Claw chooses who will go and who will stay. I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.